Yeah. It's the big floating head of Steve on the right there, everybody.
Yeah, I know. Why am I so zoomed in? Well,
Yeah.
things are different this week. I don't know what's going on. I
Hmm.
have, I have very much like the same. Every week, I do the same exact thing to get here,
And
and
somehow it doesn't work. Yeah,
it
I
changes
think
all
that's
the
a
time.
Rumble.
Yeah,
That's a feature, dude. That's Rumble.
yeah.
I'm gonna turn the blinds open a little
Well, I'll
bit and
be
see if it. What?
close up.
Yeah. Hey, everybody! You're actually in the pre-show. We haven't actually started the real show yet, so I'm gonna flash some stuff up on the screen here as soon as I can get this to share correctly. Burp, burp, ba-do-do. And that ought to be. Yeah. So you should be seeing a banner at the top now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, letting you know that we're about to start. Did you want to take a moment, Stephen, to get yourself composed? You mentioned you might need a couple seconds.
Yeah, I might just need a second before we go. Did you?
Yeah.
Are we good to? Do you want to test anything else out? Are we good?
I think that the only thing that we might have some issues with might be game wise tonight. But we'll see if we can solve those. What we might do is we might just kind of hit that in the after show, where if we need to experiment and do a few tech things to get ready to do that, we can do that in the kind of like not the main part of the show if it's not going to
Okay.
behave for us. So
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll go.
I'll
I'll
be
go ahead
right
and
back.
entertain folks while you do that, and then yeah. Hey, folks, welcome. This is the pre-show, and I'm gonna do it this way here. I was gonna try to take Steven out of that picture, but it just isn't gonna let me do that without taking out the stuff in the back. So anyway, we're doing our little bit our pre-show here. I was supposed to actually have a different camera going, and as always, things don't quite go exactly the way you think they're going to go. I'm going to see what happens. That's the clearest picture I've had since we started this show, though, so I almost hesitate to change it. We might just go with that. Um, to a couple of other things here. So, yeah, we're a little late in actually starting the real show, but we'll get to it here very soon. How's everybody doing tonight? Sunday night, everything's winding down. Did everybody have a great weekend? I hope you did. I had to actually do real work. It was a sunny weekend. When we get those in Oregon, you have to do stuff. Take advantage of the sun. So this weekend was getting ready for the citywide garage sale coming up here Mother's Day weekend. The city does a pretty cool thing. Actually, the Chamber of Commerce is the one that does it. And on one weekend, well, actually, the city itself does the one weekend where you can take all of your stuff, about 5 pickup truckloads is the maximum of stuff, junk, trash, whatever, and you can dump it for free. So it's kind of like a cleanup day. And then the following weekend, they do the yard sale. And it's like, I almost kind of think it ought to work the other way around, right? Do the yard sale and then whatever you have left, take it and dump it off. That's my story. I'm sticking with it.
Okay,
Mm.
we are back.
We are back. Okay. Well, we've got a
Well,
few
I am
people in the
back.
stream watching. So
Hey,
Hey
everybody.
everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. We probably will go ahead and start. I'm going to take a quick second here. Give me a moment to compose myself. I will be right back. You can now
All
entertain
right.
everybody, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, it's my turn. Sometimes before we go live on these shows, if you've ever done live streaming before, there's not a lot of chance to do retakes. So it's best to be as prepared as possible. And using the restroom and getting your drinks in place is part of that preparation. So it's always good to get your ducks in a row and then feed them. Feed those ducks. Don't let them starve. I wonder how ducks in a row ever became a saying. Like, who was it that was like trying to get ducks to all like stand in a row and like be organized?
Can't be
Most
done.
ducks are wild animals. Oh, hey, welcome back, Kevin.
Yeah, my voice is here. My audio isn't. I was going to try to switch back to my other camera. Chroma Cam says, "Screw you. You're not going to do that." So we're just going to like go with what I had, I guess. So
My neighbor decided to start mowing their lawn at this very
oh,
hour.
I know, right?
So,
That's of course
uh,
how it goes.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
I'm hoping the noise canceling is good enough.
oh, great! Now Chroma Cam isn't going to allow me to do anything.
Why, Chroma Cam?
All right. Well, I think
Hey,
I'm back into
it
the
turned
picture here.
on.
Yeah, I think it's. I'll show up again in a minute here. It does weird things, and before it detects me, but eventually my picture will pick up.
Okay.
I
It's like,
believe.
yeah, Chroma Cam is not like, it's not like the most instant, fast. And for some reason earlier, using Firefox, it did not want to, every time things were connecting, it just kicked me out of the room. So that's kind of weird too.
Oh,
Don't
so
know
did
why.
that help switching browsers?
Yeah, I just started using Microsoft Edge, which I don't really use, but it allowed me to connect without kicking me out. So that was good. But, but for every week so far, I've used Firefox and it's never been a problem until today.
Oh, that's because you wish it.
Yeah.
I have to refresh again every single
Okay.
time, and that's just a Rumble Studio thing, folks. Yeah, it's not letting me enable this camera now. Um, you know, we actually do try to solve these issues ahead of the show when we can, and
When we
when
can.
you
It's not always possible. Technology is your friend until you really, really, really need it. And then it becomes the enemy
basically.
or parts of it. I mean, the internet, right before the stream, right before I was calling in today, all of my router, what do you call them? Like stations went red and the whole internet died. And then
Of
after
course
about
it did.
2 or 3 minutes of just everything being red, it just went green and everything came back and the internet was here. So even my internet tried to stop me from joining in tonight.
I think it's they're like demons, computer demons that are trying to fight us there, man. Because it's
Yeah.
okay. So see, now that's come up, but boy, it's not going to show you who I am yet. I think we'll start. Fix it. Wait a minute. Okay, now what's it doing? It's thinking about it. Thinking.
I do see on the Persuasion Club website. You've updated. I see the open forum plus upgrades night. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
It's nice to have like a post up there about talking about this week's episode.
Hmm.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, we'll probably talk a little bit about website upgrades because it's actually what I would consider polished and done as of today. So we're launching. We're
Mm.
launching it. We've kind of had
Yes,
a loose
nice.
launch, but okay, I'm going to
That's
refresh
amazing.
again. Do.
There are things I am noticing that are cleaner. Looks great. King Aslan, Persuader of the Day, looking awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about Aslan here in just a little bit. I got a confession I gotta make.
Uh-oh, confessions.
Yeah, well,
Is that a new section of the
yeah,
show?
right. It's a new part of the show. It's the confession section.
This is my
So
confession.
we hook you up with a priest and everything, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just out of control.
It was just working and decided to
Yeah.
stop.
Well, not only that, but now my whole laptop is kind of giving me some shit. It's like, really?
Of
Now
course.
of all times?
It's again, it's as soon as you need technology,
Yeah.
it becomes the enemy.
Okay.
Uh,
Hang on, we're getting there because I know it. I know it. I apologize, folks. I know we lost somebody on this already because they're just like, I'm not going to stick around for these clowns.
don't leave. Don't leave. This is the exciting stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, just, you saw me on the screen, did you not? I
You were
was
here
there.
earlier.
I was
Yeah.
there.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. Loading, loading, loading. It says loading, loading, loading. Piece of crap. Settings. Surface rear. I can change it to a different camera for a second. Anybody want to just buy me like a couple brand new, really nice computers? They're super powerful and
It,
can, yeah.
it's worth asking for. Yeah.
No, this pisses me off. It just really pisses me off. Okay, this is what I need to do. I need to stop my camera, disable it, and then I need to go to Task Manager and just totally kill the Chroma Cam program. And the background service. It runs two different services. Okay. And now if I start my camera, refresh. Yeah, there we go. At least that's me.
Hey,
I'm there at least. So
I can see you.
yeah, I won't mess with it anymore. Okay. You ready to do a show?
Let's do it.
Let's do a show.
Uh, I'll do the second part of the intro if you're cool with that.
Yeah, you got it. I
Yeah.
have to. I'm going to do it by memory.
Okay.
Okay, so I will turn off the banner and we'll start the countdown.
down.
Government IT workers by day, persuasion enthusiasts, and verbal cage fighters the rest of the time.
If you'd like to level up your persuasion game to godlike levels, grab your favorite stimulant and prepare yourself for the persuasion hit of the day. It's the Persuasion Club podcast, and it starts
Starts
now.
now.
Oh yeah, I don't hear the music, but I was like I hear it in my head.
Oh,
I know exactly like
you're
uh
saying you don't hear the music?
no, I don't hear the music.
Okay. Well, that is very interesting. Um,
Did something you changed earlier cut that out?
Possibly to get rid of the other problem that we
The
had,
echo.
maybe. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah,
Um,
it could be.
I want to try something again and see if you hear it. Nothing.
Nothing
Nothing
at the
there.
moment.
Okay.
No.
Well, let's go ahead and just do everything without the music for now, and we'll just
Yeah.
see how things go for us. Okay? Because
Yeah,
we
we'll get
we
there.
can do
We'll
it.
get there.
We're just the talent that we have built within us. We can do a show without any music,
Yes.
and then we'll dub it in
Like
later on. Yeah. So let
you
me
know,
go ahead
we
and switch us back to
there's
this
times where
for
we
you.
end up chatting for like, we can easily chat and destroy an hour. So I feel like if it just came to that, that would be totally fine.
That would be, yeah. So I think that we could probably like flash things on the screen, but the audio thing has been kind of the thing that's killing us tonight. We started out with echoes, um, then yeah, always something, always demons, always things. But
Yeah.
I think that we'll go ahead and carry this one on our own, and that'll be all right. It'll be kind of like our first podcast or two. We didn't really have a lot of the technology, so um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just kind of like raw talent, you know.
yeah, or lack of talent. Well, and you kind of in your background there, you've got the Cialdini influence book up there, and that was the one that we did. We ran, I think, 12 episodes, basically covering that.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty decent number of episodes to put towards a book. And
Yeah.
on the other side of it, I feel like I know a thing or two. So
Yeah, I feel like there's like one approach where if we were able to like both of us like totally crush a book where we read through the whole thing, we have our notes, we have the parts that connected with us the most, we could probably do like the whole book in 2 episodes and just talk through everything, if we did it that way. But I feel like the journey of going week by week, hey, literally were learning and reading through this week, and then we do the show. Um, it is much more of like a journey type of podcast rather than like a summary or a quick spark notes. It's like, yeah, I really enjoyed the first 12 episodes going through the influence. I feel like, yeah, I learned a lot. It built into our professional goals, things like that. Like it was like a layered cake.
I'm gonna kill a few birds with one stone, so to speak. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, seriously.
my my feelings about like trying to do a podcast, trying to do something that's polished, trying to bring in some interesting technology and things like that, has had its ups and downs. So um, I hope that folks will forgive me because it's mostly me who's insisted upon all this stuff. And Steven kind of just goes
Uh,
along with it. It's like, yeah, all right, you know. But
I think part of the exciting stuff is like the risk that you do take when you use technology. It's like it could either really work or really everything could fall apart.
or it could fall apart. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Well, and being the kind of guys that we are, where we kind of have a bit of tech nerd in us and stuff like that, it's hard not to do that. Um, but at the same time, I can see where those kinds of things would cause tune out factor and such. So I've been kind of um, trying to lean more towards the less change, I guess, is maybe the way. So the last several episodes, I really haven't changed a lot in the setup, but damn it if it doesn't still hit me. And I
yeah.
could blame Rumble Studio, but I think more, it's just uh, putting a lot of strain and dependencies on the technology because there's always new stuff, but the technology remains. It's the same old stuff. I can't afford new
Yeah.
stuff.
Hey, someday when we're able to afford an employee who can run all of the technical
Oh
stuff
yeah,
in the background, that we'll have that sound person, the producer who
yeah.
make sure it all sounds good and then
That'll
has everything queued up. And then if they do a bad job, you just
you fire
fire
them.
them, get a new
You're
one.
fired. Yeah, for sure. Oh man. Well, we had a couple of things on our agenda tonight that we were going to try to do. I wonder if did you say you loaded up the game and that it was not giving you much of an option as far as like the kind of
Yeah, it just kind of had sample examples
mm,
for like you know, questions, and I wasn't seeing any sort of list.
mm. I was doing a bunch of cleanup on the site and didn't realize that it was going to overwrite some of the files that I had put there with, yeah, so it put some sample data in there. And of course, I didn't realize that until live show. So
Mm.
um, I wonder
Yeah.
if, I wonder if I could go back to some old notes and pull some trivia from there. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
have like
because
saved old questions like from like earlier episodes before we used.
yeah, I bet you we could do that and probably pull something off
Yeah,
potentially. Of course, the ones that I don't have here, these are
yeah. I've
I
got
might.
uh social proof questions
Do
right
you?
in front of me.
If
Yeah.
you've got them, I'll be your Huckleberry here and answer questions.
Okay. You want to do some trivia?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, let's get into something and kind of make the show interesting tonight. And then we'll
Well,
tell
the
people about our book, the book that we're gonna pick for the next X number of weeks. So
yeah, I know that's kind of like the big reveal
yeah,
tonight of the next book, because these questions will be from, of course, I my copy of my book is just over there. I usually have it ready and
it's on
next
your
to my
wall
hand.
back there, man. It's right there.
But yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's right back there
Go
up on
grab
the
that.
very real wall behind me. Okay. So this is from back in February, so a couple months ago. This is a question about social proof. So if you recall much about that chapter,
Oh yeah.
uh, there was one of the trivia questions I have here is from the book. They quote that 98% of online shoppers say that what is the most important factor that influences their purchasing decisions. And I don't have multi choice, but what what do 98% of online shoppers say is the most important factor when influencing their purchase decisions? These are online
Popu-
shoppers.
Popularity.
Popularity, can you be more specific? Like, in what way would popularity be shown?
Online reviews, number of online reviews. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Oh, I heard that.
I brought it back.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
So the answer I had was just authentic customer reviews, which is like basically every review you read online in some way you kind of have to assume is somewhat authentic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
except for the ones on Amazon where it says this customer received product for free. It's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
It was
You
free.
could
Of
have
course you're
paid
going
to
to say
say
something
good
good.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hit me with another one.
Okay. So same social proof chapter. Another question from the book. People are more likely to be persuaded by information, including social proof information, when they think what? That's a very open-ended question.
Yeah, it is. I would like having the four answers there, the multiple guess, man. Go ahead and could you ask that again?
I know that was a really oddly worded. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me look at the words and ask it hopefully in a more clear way. So, when you're being presented with information that's intended to persuade you, uh, people are more likely to be persuaded when they are thinking that when they're listening to you. What are they thinking, or what could they think that would, you know, make them more likely to be persuaded? And they don't know that they're being persuaded. I tried to put it in context, but they don't know that they're being persuaded.
Okay. So they don't know they're being persuaded, but what could make them think? So usually I would think that if there's some kind of sense of group or unity going on there, would be like, but I don't think that's your answer. The way that tone of face, your
That's
tone of
not the
face says
answer.
it's not the answer. I might have to take a gong, man, because I just
Well, I think I screwed up. That isn't the right answer, but the answer was that the information is when they're thinking that the information they're getting is not intended to persuade them. So
oh,
it's like,
okay.
how do you ask that question? I don't know. I wrote that down back in February, so I can't ask myself.
I'm going to give a gong to your
Hey,
question.
yeah, you should give the gong to me for coming up
Yeah.
with that. Yes, yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying, man.
What a bad question. What a
No,
bad question.
that's okay. That's not not everything is a bell ringer, so to speak. You got any more?
Yeah, I got one more on the same topic. I
Ooh,
have several others from the past, but
okay.
okay. I'll read it like I wrote it and we'll see if it makes sense. So the trivia question is, say you're having a personal medical emergency. What is your best strategy when in need of emergency help from someone around you? You may not know them.
Yeah, the best strategy is to call out and basically get their attention. I believe. Yell, scream, call 911.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding,
Hey,
ding.
there you go. Yes. The answer I had was reduce uncertainty and like including your condition and their responsibilities. So like call 911. That's your responsibility. So do things like that. So yes, exactly.
There you go. There you
So
go.
because people may not know or may not be paying attention that you're having an emergency. So you kind of need to like reduce the uncertainty of the emergency, and telling someone to call 911 is a really good way to say, "Hey, there's a problem."
That would do it. That would do it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I
Uh,
have one more
no
question, and
ambiguity
then
there. Okay,
one more
let's do it.
question.
Let's do it.
Okay. What is it called when you pay or place specific people to join an audience to sway the audience perception by making an audible or noisy reaction?
By making an audible or noisy reaction? Hmm.
Yeah. So you're paying people to be part of a crowd or an audience. And what is it called when
Is
they are
it?
trying to yeah.
Well, I thought it was seeding, but that's not.
It starts with a C.
Yeah. Oh, with a C. Um,
I think seating or seating, like, yeah, you're seating the audience with
seeding
people
the
that you
audience, but
pay.
this is the
Yes.
same principle, but different part of it. I think is what.
So when you're seating, so you've already done the seating,
Yeah. Then
people are
you're.
in the audience. What is it
Hmm.
called when they are behaving the way that you've asked them to behave?
Oh, damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I can't think of the word right now. It's not controlling, but it's.
It's not a normal word. I don't wouldn't say this is normally used in everyday communication.
Because, well, because in the end, it would be contrived. It would be because it's not real, but that's not it. So I'm gonna kind of take a gong, I guess.
Oh. It's called clacking. Clacking.
Clacking. Yeah. See, I just wouldn't remember a word
Yeah.
like that. That doesn't have
Yeah.
any meaning.
That made more sense back when we were reading that chapter, you know.
Maybe so, but it's like once you're done with that chapter, it's like, yeah, I'm never gonna remember that word again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, well, that's a nice little trivia time there. We're sorry we couldn't get the game working, folks. The thing of it is that I keep making improvements on things all during the week, and sometimes I undo some of the cool stuff that I do as I'm making those improvements, and that's just one of the things that took a little bit of a beating there. So the game itself actually works, and I'll probably actually could get it fired up in time and in the after show. Probably just take me a few minutes, but I just don't want to do that here during the podcast. So,
Okay. Yeah.
all right.
No
Well,
problem.
um, just going the old manual way here today. I wanted to go ahead and do a little tech talk because we hadn't done that the last couple of shows, and
Yeah.
just kind of I know in the beginning during the before part of the show we were talking about a little bit of stuff, but what's hitting you in the tech world these days that's exciting or new?
You know, I'm trying to think. I feel like I try to keep up with a lot of news. For me, I feel like things that have been stand out that have happened recently have been involved with like Meta, the company, Meta, Facebook, Meta. Uh, they've laid off people recently.
Yeah.
I believe they blamed AI advancements, but they also uh, totally they announced that they were totally shutting down their metaverse, which was like the VR like
Oh yeah.
headset world, and they had built out like different worlds that you could like jump into, and some of them were like, oh, there's a Disney world and a Lego world, you know, so you could go experience these different worlds, and I feel like it just totally fell apart, and they invested billions and billions of
Oh, I
dollars
know.
into
Yeah.
the metaverse, and then they just are like, well, we're shutting down. And so that happened, and I mean, I'm not surprised, but kind of like I was after investing like I don't even know how many billions of dollars into something. It's like, what did we talk? We talked about something. It's like one of
That
the
sunk cost
fallacies, the
fallacies.
sunken
Yes.
cost fallacy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like they decided to pull the cord and get rid of it. Good on them because they.
Yeah,
But
but maybe
where did
not
all
soon
that?
enough. You know.
Where all that billions of all those billions of dollars are just gone? Like who did they pay? what did they pay for? Like that's so much. It's an insane amount of money for a failure. And I feel
Yeah.
like only the tech industry can do something like that. Like uh
Only
if
government can do that.
well, that the other problem is all these companies are being contracted by the government. So
Yeah.
uh there is a like isn't it Palantir that has a contract with like the FBI or the CIA something. There is uh an AI company who has a contract with the government. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. And
it's
isn't
crazy.
Facebook a Meta, a publicly traded company? So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
think that shareholders would be just a little bit pissed off about
Well,
some of this.
it's like
But
I just the amount of money I guess that these companies make. I'm assuming it's from like advertising. People pay to advertise on Facebook and advertise on Instagram, and there were companies that were paying to have their own universe in the metaverse, which no longer exists, but they were still getting money. But yeah, where does all this money come from? Investors, basically. They just get like money from it. But like, what have they done that's like at all interesting? Like Facebook has been the same for like 25 years. Instagram they purchased and it's been the same for like 20 years. It's like what are they doing to generate? Is it just
I,
advertisements? Like
I've actually, if you ask me, Zuckerberg and Facebook, if they were to have gotten together and say, what could we do to just totally trash our platform and make everybody flee? Um, Somebody had that meeting or something because it
they
seems
did
that's
that.
what they've done. I mean, you wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything
Yeah.
differently, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, like they've done nothing to invest in anything, and it's just like except for they invest in failures like metaverse,
right.
and
Well,
and they invest 8 to 10 billion dollars or even more like that. Like there are countries that I feel like don't really generate that much revenue as an entire country. And you're
right. Yeah.
talking about one company just blowing 8+ billion dollars just to be like, well, whoops, it didn't work
What
out.
could we have
But
done with that? Yeah. No kidding.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
meantime, like there's so much that could have been done with that, anyway,
Hmm.
it's just like, yeah, that was kind of their big thing they did, and it just is a total failure. So like, where does all the money come from? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But
I've been a critic of Facebook and Zuckerberg. Their content moderation, free speech moderation has been horrible. There's known laws that were broken by Facebook and Meta, where essentially they were removing content at the bidding of the Biden administration. So
huh?
it's like, yeah, it's very, very interesting. The That company's gotten away with a lot, so I've
Yeah.
mostly removed myself for the most part from that platform. I'm still there just because of people that I know, but
Yeah.
otherwise, fuck them.
I know. Yeah. Every time I log in, it's like, yeah, it's just it's either like really depressing uh, or there's like someone had a new baby. It's like everybody that has a baby comes back to Facebook and all of a sudden is like, I'm back, and I've
Look at
got a
my baby.
baby. Yeah, or it's everyone's like grandparents, and
Yeah.
it's like, so it's tough. Yeah, I just don't know where the money comes from, and I just assume it comes from companies paying them to advertise on their platform because there's so
Oh,
many people there.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like if they didn't have as many users, they wouldn't generate any money because no one would be seeing the garbage ads that people pay to put out there. It's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to also recall like when was the last advertisement that like swayed you to actually take action?
That's a good
Like
persuasion kind of question. We can apply it to Facebook for the moment, but it certainly applies to a lot of other things. But yeah, I don't know when the last time I've ever seen any kind of ad that it would persuade me to actually buy something.
Yeah, like I can't even think of unless it was like Chipotle has a new flavor of meat, and I'm like, okay, fine. I mean,
Oh boy.
I was going to go to Chipotle anyway, but I guess I'll go there sooner.
Yeah, right. Get
Like
on down there, man.
they
Hurry
didn't
before
change
the
my mind;
sale
they
ends.
sped it up. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Oh man. Well, there's a couple of things that I was going to mention in the tech thing that I thought was kind of
yeah.
interesting, and one of them kind of has to do with something that you're fully aware of going on at work. But in any government agency, state, federal, well, not as much federal because they had to before now, but state and local agencies had to comply with accessibility requirements from the, for ADA. And that was a big thing within our agency. And the deadline for that was like last week, I believe. um, and it was just one of those impossible things where nobody was going to be able to get their websites accessible in time for this deadline. There's just way too much to do. And even, well, the great news. So after I messaged President Trump, which
What?
I
Wait, what?
which I did. I'm kidding, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with it.
Oh,
But
okay.
I did post a message on X to President Trump and saying that, in my opinion, I felt that we should extend the deadline at least, or maybe even take it away completely, because eventually technology will catch up and we'll be able to do what everybody else is manually trying to do. So I believe, like, even though we have programs now that are screen reading programs that can read a website, and if it's marked up properly, then it'll work better for that user. Eventually, what we could do is we could turn AI onto a website and say, "Yo, AI, go look at that whole website and now read it back to me in an accessible fashion." So the need for us to go and modify every single website in the fucking world so that it's accessible, just use the technology. That's what I say. Just use it. So I told Donald Trump that, not in as many words.
Yeah, because with X, there's a limitation, but
Yeah. So, but and lo and behold, they've extended the deadline for another year. So you can thank me for that. Yeah.
nice job, nice job. You changed the world.
Yeah, I changed the
You
world.
changed
It
it.
probably had nothing to do with me, but I was just
Well,
going to say that. So, and then one other,
cheers.
yeah, cheers, right? I'm drinking a CBD drink this evening. That's my stimulant of choice. Um,
Nice.
yeah. But one other quick thing before we get into talking about our next book is that in the tech world, I've mentioned online on our Persuasion Club X account a couple of times where I have experienced some real grief in working with AI. And I kind of been wanting to. We've been talking a lot about AI on the show, and I wanted to kind of give a little tip so that people who are working with AI can learn from my mistakes and not make those same mistakes. And so I'm going to tell you a little story. Um, about, I don't know, last Sunday night, maybe, or maybe it was Monday night or something like that, I started working on some of our Persuasion Club stuff. And I've been using a lot of AI to help me do some of the programming and figuring things out. I'm not going to lie. I'm just not that good, so I'm pretty good, but, and anyway, and I told the AI, look, don't give me any extraneous information back in the chat prompt. Just do what I fucking tell you and give me the goddamn files is what I told it. because I just kind of wanted to avoid the bullshit, and just get right to the business. I type it in, and you say, "Yes, master," and you give me the files. Well, unbeknownst to me, it was right after that I started getting like a lot of real garbage. Like the files that it was giving me back and the updates and stuff like that were just the worst stuff. And it's like, man, we've you know we've made some really good stuff together, and this is trash. It's like, and I would even tell it that, and it's like, oh, well, I'll do better, and the AI would come back with something else, and it still looked like trash. So finally, and this might be like a few hours later, I'm finally like, why the hell are you giving me such shit? It's like, what happened to you? It's like you just like you go on a siesta or whatever. What's happened to you, Chat GPT? And it says, well, you said don't give you any extra stuff in the prompt, then to keep it clean and not tell you anything extra. And so I just did. So it turned out that like there were things that it wanted to ask me for clarification and things like that. And because I had told it not to, it just kind of like, I'm going to assume and that I'm going to see what I could, fill in the guesswork, or the
Yeah.
stuff myself as much as I can. So it's all in the prompting, and your success or failure with AI has a lot to do with the way that you prompt it. And some people know that. I'm sure people have heard that before, but it's true. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
I Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I feel like there was a time where someone was like, "Explain to me as if I've never done anything. I have no understanding of like just anything. Tell me how to brush your teeth, like, or how I would go about brushing my teeth."
hmm
And and the whole test is just to see like how can you explain to someone who has no idea about anything like how to do something. And so then I think my first try at answering the question was like, okay, well, grab your toothbrush and turn on the water and grab the toothpaste, and they were like, whoa, wait, how do I get to the toothbrush? You're like, okay, well, okay, go to the kitchen
yeah.
counter. Oh, well, where am I? Oh, okay, well,
hmm
stand up from the bed, put one foot in front of the other, and walk yourself south. It's just like how detailed do you have to be? Because there's so many assumptions made in communication. Like ev- how to fill the gaps in without. But if you don't tell someone every single tiny little detail, then they're gonna get something wrong. And I feel like AI sounds kind of like that, where it's like if you leave out some details and it just has to make up its own, it might be kind of crappy.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really
It
great
sounds
paraphrase for what I said there. That's exactly right. We the how isn't always clear. It's like the what I want you to do, this and this, but it's the how that
yeah,
that isn't
like
always.
every little tiny thing that you don't think of ever, because it's
Yeah.
like, well, you should know that, like, right? Like you don't know that. Anyway,
True, true. Yeah.
it,
Well,
yeah.
did you want to add on anything for the tech talk before we move on, or I
Uh,
enjoyed
no,
that
no,
conversation.
I
Oh,
that was good. I'm always
yeah.
down to keep talking tech stuff because, like,
hmm
I feel like even there's a crypto billionaire who's trying to sue the Trump family for their the way that they did some of their cryptos, the selling that they did. They shut off like the ability to cash out or to sell
Okay.
in a way that was illegal to this person. So they are trying to
Well,
sue. So that's like a crypto is really difficult because I feel like it's not regulated very hard. It's only like only certain things are regulated. Like, oh, Sam Bankman Fried or whatever. He messed with a lot of people, so let's go ahead and put him in prison. But then there's all these other people who are doing scams with crypto coins, uh, and making a ton of money, like millions of dollars, and and they're just like they're posting about it on TikTok and Instagram. They're like, "Hey, look, I got all this money for doing this thing," and the the government's just like, "Well, whatever." They didn't. I guess they didn't take someone from the
Or is
government's
that,
money, so
are
they're
they
just
the
going to ignore
government?
them. Yeah.
I'd be worried about
So
that.
anyway, but I could just keep talking forever because I like tech stuff. So
Well, we could do more of that in the after show for sure. So, which we
yeah,
aren't too far
okay,
from since we're kind of having a shorter show.
yeah.
We'll get back into some of our other stuff. We haven't had a persuasion duel in weeks, and I've been kind of missing that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. How many weeks? It's been at least 3 or 4.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
I'm
those are
missing
always
it.
the hardest ones. Like, I'm always like, that's the part that I anticipate the most with trepidation, because I trying to come up with stuff off the cuff like that. But at the same time, it's
Yeah,
like the best part. And if you're getting better at the persuasion, then it should be working. Um,
yeah,
okay, well
yeah.
then I'm going to go ahead and open up presentation mode here again. Hopefully
Sweet.
that
Oh, that looks
graphic
like
is showing up.
the graphic on the website.
Yeah, it just made a different version on the website for a thumbnail, and then this is the one that I posted to X. So hopefully some of you have seen that. Um, and as you see the gentleman approaching that tree of knowledge, it's not the tree of knowledge like in the Bible, okay? So, this isn't the good and
Yeah.
knowledge of good and evil. This is just a tree that has some knowledge hanging from it. And here are some of the books that are worthy, very completely worthy of our consideration as an upcoming study. You've got So Good, They Call You Fake. That's Joshua Lysek. Been doing actually cheating a little bit. I've been reading that one anyway, and I like it. It's a really
Nice.
good book.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
definitely inspired me in a lot of ways for what we've been doing here with growing our ladder, so to speak, of offerings, which will be more apparent as time goes on. Anyway, another friend of the podcast, I would say, Joshua Lysek. Customers for Life was that one that I gave you, Stephen, and I don't know if you had a chance to look
Yeah.
at any of that. But
Yeah.
it's not a persuasion book per se. It's actually more about how to get and keep customers. But that's
Sure.
persuasion, I think. So
That's
I
a lot
think
of persuasion.
I would say that would be a pretty good trip here.
Yeah.
Demonetize your mind is also not necessarily persuasion, but yet it is. Like, I don't know that it's flat out like, a step by step persuasion kind of book, but there's a lot of persuasion principles. I have not started reading that one yet, but have been seeing a lot about that by good old Dr. Hypnosis on X. Persuasion. So we had Childini's book. By the way, I'm being told, not being told, I've been hearing it pronounced a different way. We've been going over this over so many podcasts now. We landed on
Last name.
Childini.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But supposedly it's that H is silent, so it is Dini. So
Huh,
yeah, who knew? But I
interesting.
believe
I might still
that's
say Cialdini, but I'll try to
yeah.
back off the H a little bit.
Man, I'm not gonna back off the chill part, man. It's Dini, man.
It's
Yeah,
so good. It works so well.
it works so well. Yeah, I'm a fan. So even if that's not the right way to say it, sorry, Bob. We're gonna call you
Yeah, Bobby
Childini.
Chill.
Bobby Chill. Oh no, that's funny. Bobby Chill. All right,
Bobby Chill.
and then so Persuasion is the book that came after Influence, and then of course Scott Adams Win Bigly. So Now, before we go and look any more at that, I want to. Um, I wonder if I can do this from this computer here. I'm able to stop sharing and go to the website for a second here. See if it lets me do that. Apologize for that. I was trying to find a browser window that I could use that actually would not screw with me too much. So, what you're going to see actually is our podcast control program, but that's not really what I wanted to show you. So if I go over to this new tab, okay. So we were talking a little bit about the website before the show, I think, or was it at the beginning? But all right, folks, this is it, the new and improved Persuasion Club, and
What a great site.
yeah, thank you. We have
Yeah, you've
lots
done a
of
great job.
yeah. Like I say, I've been using a lot of AI to help me with a lot of this. I just couldn't have built all of this fast without some kind of help. Um, then again, knowing how to prompt that AI to give you what you want, it's like,
That's a
that's a
skill.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I won't go through the whole website because I've done that on a couple of the previous episodes, and so I just wanted to draw people's attention to a couple of the things that will tie into the book and our choice this evening. So on our site, we've got the recommended books that we just told you about. So you can go and you can check out any of those books right now. They're really easy to get to. You click on them to take you right to Amazon. So you got to do that. Um, Here's a section about who wants to be a persuader. That's our game, the game that we couldn't play tonight, but we might be able to in the after show. This is the real. Oh my goodness, this is. Oh, I almost can't stop thinking about this part of the website here. This is our persuasion library. And what's really
Yeah.
cool about this is supposed to be a hub. So it's not like we've come up with all of this content. There's a lot of content out there that will be ascribed to properly when in the final version of this. We're working on getting it to do all that right now. So you're basically just getting just a little taste of what every single one of these principles means. Some of these are Scott Adams principles, some of them are Robert Cialdini principles, so it's there's even other things. Some of our own stuff is going to be in there because I have some stuff that I'm working on that's actually unique and brand new persuasion content, if you can believe it. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so all of that's going to live here in the persuasion library. And then when you click through and read something, if for say for instance, you're reading something and Scott Adams was the person who came up with that, and he talked about it in the book Win Bigly, then that book would actually show up on the page and you'd be able to click through and order it right there. So the whole idea is that you'll find the basic information, but if you want the real meat, then you click through and buy the book. So um, that's that way we're not ripping off content. We're just like giving just enough content to basically get people interested and find it, their way to the right books that will teach them those things in full. So you
Yeah.
can see
That's
that it
amazing.
all's, yeah. And you can see how it recommends even other things that are related to the thing that you clicked on, and that's really cool. And there's even a little bit more of a deep dive. Not a lot, but it's enough to just teach you about those principles in basic form. And then, like I say, you would go back and you'd buy those things, buy those books. So the whole library, God, check that out. Isn't that sexy?
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah,
I
this
love
pyramid.
the neon letters, like the light up, like Yeah,
Yeah,
it's looking
yeah.
like all the little details are looking really good.
And like, oh, shit going down, man. This library is like a machine, right? And
Yeah.
so it's not popping up right now, but you'll be able to subscribe to the daily Persuasion hit. We're going to do a daily thing that you'll be able to do. Um, so anyway, watch for that. That's coming. Um,
Cool.
and then let's see, back to the front page here. The rules of Persuasion Club are there. In case you didn't know what they were, you can go check them out. Not only we just read them every show is all. I don't.
Yeah,
It's probably
yeah.
not going to play right now, but it would play. But the audio thing isn't working tonight, so just having us hasn't been so bad.
Yeah, hey, I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, we could just
Yeah,
end up filling a whole hour by just
we could,
talking
and
away, so,
sometimes maybe that would just be better. So maybe we'll do that sometimes.
Hey,
Okay,
it's
so
good today.
yeah. So this is what I wanted to show everybody here is the book suggestion here. We've got Win Bigly in there. Gonna be pretty honest with you. We seeded it with Win Bigly. We put that one in there. And not too many people knew about it. So Win Bigly is a book that, that's total Scott Adams, obviously. Um, and we love Scott Adams. But there's a few people that have told us along the way that the next book that we should do is Win Bigly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
I
come up.
think I think that since we haven't really been able to engage with the audience as much as we'd like to on this, but we've heard a few people tell us, I say we do it. What do you think?
I am totally on board.
You're on
Let's do it.
board. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to just go ahead and do that. Yes, I know we kind of seeded, as we spoke about seeding in the trivia. So we kind of
Yeah, yeah.
put the idea into your mind here, but I don't think anybody's going to argue with us on Win Bigly. So,
Or if you are, then you better do it quickly. Let's argue right now, live. Okay.
okay,
Whoever that is.
you could tell me like all the reasons why we should do it, and I'll give you all the reasons
Yeah.
why we can't do it, and that'll be our duel.
Where are they? I'm not going to argue. I'm just saying, if you're here and you want to argue, now's your time.
Come on, man, bring it on.
Yeah, let's do a Persuasion Club duel.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you won't mind for just a second here, what I could do then is read off a little bit of this
Please,
grok
yeah, sounds
thing that it's all about Win Bigly. And this is from the introduction of Win Bigly, so not even the chapters yet. And here, I'll read this to you. The introduction, titled Where I Prime You for the Rest, serves as Scott Adams' setup for the entire book. It establishes his credentials, frames the core thesis using the 2016 U.S. presidential election as a case study, and primes readers with foundational ideas about persuasion over rational facts. The key elements of the introduction: Adams' background and perspective. Adams introduces himself as a trained hypnotist and lifelong student of persuasion, drawing from his Dilbert creator experience and prior work on systems versus goals and how to fail at almost everything and still win big. He describes the period from Trump's 2015 announcement to the 2016 election as his spookiest year of his life, during which he publicly predicted Trump's victory early, when most pundits gave Trump 2% odds. Central thesis: Trump's win wasn't luck or a clown anomaly, but the result of him being a master persuader who intuitively or skillfully understood human psychology far better than conventional politicians or analysts. What looked like gaffes or exaggerations to critics were often effective persuasion tactics. Adams contrasts the common 2D view of reality, that humans are mostly rational and that facts matter the most, with a more useful 3D persuasion filter that humans are irrational 90% of the time, and I believe that's true, and that emotions and biases and filters are what drive decisions, with facts rationalized afterwards. So, no objective shared reality. This is the next bullet point. Adams argues that there is no single objective reality everyone shares. People live in different movies playing in their heads, shaped by cognitive biases like confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance. The same events, for example, election results, are interpreted wildly differently based on one's filters. Persuasion works by hacking these filters rather than arguing facts. That right there is worth the price of admission, because because that's a total flip from the kind of stuff that we've been talking about with the Cialdini influence, right? We've been talking about like how do we persuade and use these different facts and methods and things like that to get to the goal that we want, and that's definitely like a good thing that we need to know. But then Adams brings in this other kind of level of things where it's like you need to kind of understand the psychology of people a little more to really understand, and basically it's a persuasion stack. It's like these all these different things that you layer on top of each other to to basically effectively persuade is
Cool.
yeah.
That's now, yeah, I feel like that it sounds really interesting. I feel like politics are one of those things that's like it can be kind of divisive. We've talked about that a little bit, but the
Yes.
focus isn't necessarily on the politics. It's about like the persuasion that's happening within this realm, and uh, it'll be interesting to go through and see how much we can tiptoe around actual political conversation because that can get kind of dicey if you're not too
it
careful. So
it can, yeah. And I remember messaging you last week because I had listened to the beginning of the audiobook because I just had to. and and I was so relieved to hear Scott Adams speak right from the beginning to say that he wasn't writing a political book and that he wasn't even necessarily writing a book about Trump. It's about the persuasion. And he even goes to show fallacies and things on both sides of the aisle. And everything that I've been able to discern so far from the book is that I think most people would be able to enjoy it because it doesn't. I don't think he's advocating one political side or the other. But
yeah.
that's my take so far, and that might be my confirmation bias kicking in.
Well, it's refreshing. I just think he had chosen to talk about Caesar Augustus from old Rome or something, it
Right.
wouldn't be a book about. It wouldn't be like a. It still wouldn't be political. It still wouldn't be a Renaissance piece. Or I don't. It's like no. It's just because the subject has to do with a certain arena of discussion or whatever doesn't make that it doesn't make it that kind of book. It's using a very modern example that people can relate to because everyone right now who is alive is aware who the US president is pretty much.
Right.
There's probably not too many people in the world. I mean, there's some like, there's some secluded places that may not be
Some
listening
people
to
may
any
not
sort
have
of,
gotten the message.
you know, yeah, yeah. I know there's like one island. I can't remember what it's like. The Sentinel Island. It's in like maybe in Asia somewhere where there's an uncontacted tribe. But like besides them, uh, it's pretty much everybody's
And they're
aware.
cannibals too, right? That's I believe they're cannibals.
I think that they're. I mean, that's the understanding is that they don't that they've practiced that or that people are aware that that is a potential issue.
hence hence they have not been contacted, because if you contact
Yeah.
them, you get eaten.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have tried to contact them, and we don't see those people. We don't know, they're not around anymore. So
Whatever happened to Joe, man? Why don't he
yeah.
write?
Oh, he went to Sentinel Island. Didn't you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Oh my
uh,
goodness.
yeah.
Well, okay. No, but
So, yeah.
you did you have a little bit more you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm just saying that I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that that was a great intro. I'm
Oh,
excited for
thanks.
Win Bigly. I
Yeah,
think
me too.
it'll be exciting to
And
go through that. Yeah.
I wanted to just add on one more thing when it comes to the political discourse, just so folks know on the show, because I think that there would be a lot of folks that would assume political leanings one way or the other, and Stephen and I are probably, I would say, more centrist than anything, but or apolitical. So depending,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
I
can I register as avoidant?
yeah, right, yeah. And to that end, we had an agreement basically very early on that we didn't want to cover any politics in the show. So that's just it's one of the unspoken rules of Persuasion Club. But yeah, because we want everybody to enjoy and be able to hang out. So even though we're covering a book about Trump, it's for the persuasion. We want to know how that works. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to go back to the website real quick and just show a couple more things, and then we'll call it good for the
All
show.
right.
And so, if you want to know any more about Cialdini and the Influence book, boy, there's 12 packed episodes right there you can go and listen to. There's some clips
Yes. Check
here.
them out.
Yeah, around the club, you can see what other things we've been saying on X as well. Even more Cialdini stuff. These are the slides that we did for our recap. So you can quickly find out those 7 principles of persuasion. He did add on one more at the end, I think, in his second edition. The persuasion hit of the day. That's kind of another thing we're working on. And then here's the goodness of the persuader of the day. And this is where I have to get to my confession, because I had posted about King Aslan here. And I was just basically testing our system here and saying that Aslan had lived to be an old persuader, 17-year-old cat. I think some people might have assumed that I was posting that because he had just died. And if anybody on X thought that we had just lost the cat, he died a few years ago. So I just didn't want anybody thinking that we're, yeah. I mean, we're still sad. We still miss King Aslan, but he's been dead for a few years.
Rest in peace, King.
Yeah, he has rest in peace, King Aslan. And hey, there's really cool people to follow here. These are folks that are friends of the show or people that we like or both. So go check those people out. Lots of stuff here to click on, including, oh, hey, there's that Akira the Dawn video, which I always like to watch. It never gets old. I'm always inspired by it. Author yourself. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. We can exit out and then do a post show if you want.
Good stuff. Let's do post show, and thank you everybody for being here.
Yeah,
This has been a good week without much tech. You know, it went really well.
it didn't do too bad. Yeah. How about everybody go out, if you haven't already, buy yourself either the audiobook or the paperback or the hardcover version of Win Bigly. Read chapter 1 and join us next week on the show, and we'll come back and we'll talk about chapter 1.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm so excited to start a new book. I feel like Influence was so good. I'm excited for Win Bigly. Let's do it.
All right. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, and that's it for us tonight.
See ya.
All right. That's we can turn our cameras back on now if we so desire.
I also ate something, so I'm chewing food.
Trying to turn my camera back on, and now it won't let me turn it on. So it's a good thing it
Oh
worked
no!
during the show.
Oh no! You messed with the fragile ecosystem that is ChromaCam.
I swear to God, this thing is gonna just piss me off. Okay, let's see. Will that come? All right, at least I could get that
Hey,
back on. But hey,
hey,
welcome to the after show, folks. All
welcome.
right, I will put this back up here, and we can get a banner going here on the show. Let me do that. It's too bad the music's not going to work though.
Yeah,
I can,
I heard the finish song. I heard the closeout music.
yeah. Oh, I did that from the podcast unit instead of my tool, because my tools
Uh,
thing is just
it's the
not.
tool.
It is.
Okay.
Although dude, here's something that might work. I wonder if this could work. Did that work?
I don't hear anything quite yet.
Mm. No,
I hear
that
nothing.
wasn't going to work anyway.
Uh,
There's our banner. I was going to try to get the game fired up, but if the audio is not going to work on that, we might just not do the game. Um,
okay.
we just kind of
Hey,
hang out a little bit.
I'm sure it'll be working next week, right? It'll come back
Oh,
next week. It won't.
fuck yeah.
It'll be working perfectly next week.
Yeah. So I'll leave this banner up here for a minute, and then I'll go back to a two-person view without that on the screen. This is just if anybody wants
Cool.
to join us in the studio for the after show.
Ooh, the Wild West guest.
Hey, there's Childini.
Dude, looking super chill.
Yep.
Ready for the Rush tour.
Yep. Well, that's another thing we've been missing from our show for a while, our social creds.
Oh yeah, that looks good. I forgot we had that.
Yeah, so did I, and that's like essential. Follow us, people. Follow us. Rumble, YouTube, TikTok,
Everywhere.
X. Not so much on the locals right now. Oh, excuse me.
Ooh, excused. That came
I
through
don't know where
clear.
they came. Yeah, well, the audio was working on that one, wasn't it?
Hey, that was nice and clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody got any questions for us? You can go in the chat. You can do that on Rumble. You
Yeah.
can do that on YouTube and X, I think, and you can ask us
Ask
questions.
away.
We would love to answer questions, but not so much right now, I guess.
Yeah. We had one person in the X chat, Chris Dubendorf said good vibes. So that was
Good
nice.
vibes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chris.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's encouraging to me. So,
Yeah. Always good to hear nice things. So uh did you have anything else that you were if while we wait, if people have questions, but
oh,
uh
like things to
any,
chat about, or
any other tech stuff that you were hearing about? Tech talk?
well, let's see. X is taking away communities. Um,
What?
that's yeah. So they had a
Yeah.
communities feature,
Mhm.
and so like there was a Scott Adams community that I joined in. I guess they're shutting those down, and I'm not really sure why. So I'm
Huh.
a little disappointed in that. For some reason,
Isn't is it what company of is Elon taking to the IPO. He's going to offer. They're trying to launch like stock offerings. They're going public with one of his.
Oh,
Is it SpaceX
um,
or it might be some
no.
other?
It's not the. Oh, I know what you mentioned. Some or
Yeah,
it
like
sounds
it's not
familiar,
Tesla. It's like
but it's not the Optimus either. It's the AI. I think it's something to do with
Space
XAI
AI.
or
Okay.
something like that. Or
Oh, okay. It does. I do see an article mentioning SpaceX is in it has been filed to become public, uh,
oh, okay,
which is interesting because, to my understanding, SpaceX has. I mean, I guess a public company could have a contract with the government, but I feel like SpaceX largely benefited from government contracts to like really be funded to do the things they've done, and like partnering with NASA and like doing all these other things. They basically, besides NASA, I mean, there's Blue Origin, which Jeff
yeah.
Bezos, like Amazon, kind of started, but I just saw that they launched. They just did a launch recently, and they screwed up something. Like they put the satellite into the wrong orbit, or there was a couple of things I saw that mentioned it didn't quite go well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
think that there was that he got fined and I think his license revoked from going up into space right now. I think something like that.
oh man, so like people like Katy
Kind
Perry can't go up into
of,
space
yeah,
anymore for a little
yeah,
bit. Like,
yeah.
oh man.
I know, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm noticing something here on the Rumble video, like because I'm watching live over on the other side here, and it's like, oh my gosh, it looks horrible. How does it look to you? My picture on that side.
When I look at you look really clear. I look really grainy. So
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what's
We
going on
must be
there.
just showing us the other side of what that looks like, but
So
okay. You look
do
really
you see
clear to me.
yourself as a little grainy? Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
And so like on the computer that I'm doing my video from, I look fine. But then if I go over and watch in Rumble Studio, which is on the other computer, I look
Yeah.
grainy as hell. I don't know what's
Yeah.
up with that.
And I
But
look fine here on Rumble Studio, and then when I look over at Rumble, our live stream,
mm,
you look clear. I look grainy as hell.
yeah.
So what's
and
that about? That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah, you look clear as day to me. So maybe between the two of us, everybody's seeing
Uh, on
beautiful
X,
stuff. I don't know.
I'm a little unclear too. So
Mm. I
guess
can't
my internet
explain it.
connection's not doing
Mm.
great.
Yeah. But the preview, like within Rumble Studio, if you're watching yourself, always
Yeah,
looks really nice and clear.
it's
So
totally clean.
yeah, I
Weird.
I look forward to the day when, like end to end, it just works. Like the whole show
Seriously, yeah. Like,
and
I-
everything. It would just be nice.
yeah. I also don't. With Rumble, they don't show you any of your statistics, like how much. You don't have any control about like what your upload rate is, and it's just like I think it's just all automatic. Like they just pull as
Hmm.
much as they can. So I'm not sure if they're just like going real light on me. They're not pulling a lot of bit rate or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't look great, but whatever.
Well, I am glad that the show worked pretty well, and
Yeah,
without all the props and things like that. For the most part, it was kind of a fun time. Kind of,
yeah. I always enjoy having a conversation with you, Kevin. It's always a good time. So, uh,
you
thanks
don't get
for.
tired of me?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Well, you would think because we work in the same place, but we actually don't wind up seeing each other as much as you would think, you
Yeah.
know, different schedules or whatever the case may be. So, hey, I got
Yeah.
something I could tell you about. Oh, were you going to
Yeah.
say something else?
Please. No, I just was like, it's rare to find some like a coworker that you can like talk to and like you know interact with on a regular basis that doesn't just drive you crazy. So
Yeah, that's pretty rare. I love most of my coworkers. That's the nice thing about it. It's
yeah,
like it
some
keeps
cool
me around.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, what I was going to tell you about is I'm holding up this little remote, and I really can't show it to you because it's on the floor here. But we bought this little thing. And I don't know if you've heard of these little pads that vibrate. Have you ever seen these things that you stand on and they just you kind of
Oh, like the old where they put a band around your waist, like then it shakes your butt and in your feet.
well, the effect is similar because you're talking about like one of those band shakers or whatever. Those I can't remember what they were
Yeah, something
called,
like
but
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this is a vibrating floor pad. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches thick, and it has different speeds or whatever. But the effects are, so you just either stand on it, you could sit on it, you can push off of like a push up maybe if you wanted to, or there's different things that you can do with it, and it will supposedly just being on the thing for 20 minutes is like the equivalent of like a major workout. So it does more things
That
for your
sounds
body
great.
than, yeah, right. It's so, and I've tried it out and it's pretty kind of fun actually. And it's helped with my foot problem of all things, the plantar fasciitis that I've got going. So,
Cool.
yeah, I just sit in my chair and then just set my feet on it, which is totally relaxing. Just sitting in a chair with my feet vibrating, and then yeah, it totally helps me out.
That's
So
great.
yeah,
That's really nice.
yeah.
Uh,
I
Now, how long have you used that?
Well, we just got it like a couple days ago, actually. So we've just
Okay.
started to check it
Okay.
out.
So maybe in
Yeah.
like, yeah, I wonder in like if you used it for like a month or something regularly, like, I wonder how you'll have to tell me how it works out. I
Yeah.
may have to buy one sometime.
Supposedly people lose weight with these things, and I could be. I'm all about that. So
That sounds nice. I sit at my desk a lot because of work. I
yeah.
have a my desk is like a manual, like I crank it and it goes so I can
Oh
stand.
yeah.
Uh, so that's if I could stand or sit on that thing, and if it actually did something, great. I'll buy one.
I will let you know. I'll
You have
do
to
all the
persuade me,
testing.
yeah, one way or the
Yeah,
other.
yeah. If it works really well, then I won't have to persuade you. You'll just like, oh man, look at you.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
like you look like a
true. If
million
it works well,
dollars.
then like that's the persuasion I need.
Yeah, exactly. That's you do it first, and then if
Yeah,
you wind up looking like $1 million, I'll buy one.
yeah. That could make our podcast look like 2 million bucks if both of us look like $1 million.
Yeah. Oh man, that was another persuasion tip that Scott Adams mentions early on in Win Bigly is that whole concept that Cialdini mentioned it too. That if you happen to be like good looking, and if you're an attractive person, then your ability to persuade is already stronger than if you're not. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Could you imagine? But usually, good-looking people are dumb. So, could you imagine a smart, good-looking person? It'd be game over, man.
Oh man, I guess so. But I just like okay, and then supposedly people we talked about this, and this is where you've got an edge on me is that you've got the good hair, so if you've got good hair,
Thank you, thank you.
then yes, then your ability to persuade is supposedly stronger.
If I go out and maybe if I'm selling like Rogaine or like a hair something serum,
Right.
I, you know,
Yeah.
be like I use it on myself, but I don't. That's just a selling tactic.
I miss my hair. I used to have nice hair.
I
Still
don't know if
going.
I've seen like since I've known you, you've
Hmm.
you look this you look this way. You have shaved head, but
Yeah.
I am like, do you have any? If you feel like sharing sometime, like a photo of like
Oh man.
when you say like you miss your hair, like I wonder.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, well, what did
What
you?
did I look like with
And I don't
hair?
really. I'm
Yeah.
not really like, oh, you should look differently.
No,
But if you
no. I'll
ever
tell you
feel like
what.
sharing a
Tell you
photo,
what.
that'd be
Next show, I'll pull out a picture of me with hair. How's that?
you're on. That sounds good.
There you go. Yeah, there's a couple times that I let my hair grow really long. Like one time, I let my beard grow really long and my hair, and I just did it because I knew that people at work would eventually start to say something because like when is he going to cut his hair? And I just thought I'd just see
Yeah.
how long it takes. This is what you do when
I,
you have hair.
I'm like, it's like something about like uniforms or having to look a certain way, whether it's at a job or like, in the back in the day going to church or something like that. Um, there's this hyper focus on like you have to look a certain way. And I'm like so over that. I'm like,
I know, right?
if anything requires me to look a certain way, I pretty much just don't
I'm
go.
out.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm done.
sorry, I really, if everyone has to look a certain way, I don't even want to talk to everybody there. So I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like I just won't even go. Like if you can't trust the people showing up to like, okay, like I'm gonna like you're gonna dress like presentably, like
Yeah.
if you're somewhat, or like even going to a restaurant that has a dress code, it's like fuck you. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah, just don't go
I'm not
there.
going to
Yeah.
your restaurant. Like you can have your bougie people that have to dress with a very specific way, but like I'm very thankful that I don't have to wear a uniform to work.
Oh man.
Granted, I can't wear shorts, but like that's a thing that like without like a doctor's note, you can't wear like shorts regularly.
Well,
Um,
but that's a thing because my teammate
yeah, there
said
was
that.
you had a coworker that, but didn't they have a surgery? They had like some sort of, or
Well,
they had like an injury or an issue or a
well,
surgery.
that was a thing too. But then also it was brought to my attention that our actual director, um, the guy who sits in the
Yeah,
office
yeah,
and talks to you a
yeah,
lot.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
He wears shorts in the summertime and a t-shirt sometimes or whatever, and a lot of people do. So I'm gonna try it out. I'm thinking about just starting to wear
yeah.
shorts and yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking about wearing Crocs too because I have Crocs that are like real shoes. They like tie up. They're like a shoe,
yeah,
but but like I wonder what it would be like if I just wore some like just normal Crocs, because they cover your toe, uh, they can cover your heel, they cover the top of your foot. It's not like wearing like a full sandal or something, but
yeah,
there's things that I'm like, I just want to be comfortable, and I feel like uh, footwear is a big thing for me. Like what
yeah.
I wear on my feet because I walk into work a few days a week, so it's like that's important. Like comfortable feet.
You know what's
Uh,
funny
so
is that for like my first year there, I wore like a nice slip-on dress shoe because I thought
Mhm.
that's what we had to do, and
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I didn't really catch on until and realize that not many people really follow that rule. Um, but I just finally did because my feet were freaking hurting. It was like I don't like wearing these shoes.
yeah.
I'm just gonna wear a nice looking, a decent looking tennis shoe, but it's
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Well, I see people wear a lot. I because I excuse me, having worked at a footwear company in the past, I had noticed footwear. I just noticed people's shoes. It like that's just a problem that I have now because of how long I worked at a footwear place. So it's
yes,
like, yeah. So I naturally like unawarishly observe people's shoes a lot, and so I'm always like, well, if they wear that, there was a guy that has since passed, but that was working in our workplace, and he he would wear like Birkenstocks, which are
Oh yeah.
basically, yeah, I mean, you know what Birkenstocks are. So like,
Yeah.
eh, uh, and when he would get to work, he would slip them off. And when he walked around the office, he walked around without shoes on. And this was okay.
Yeah.
Like this guy worked there for a long time
Yeah.
and knew a lot of people, and people were just like, whatever, that's just what he does. And I'm like, well, then why am I trying to be all,
I know, right? Yeah. And our
goody
job
two
really
shoes
isn't
over here?
very public facing anyway, so I don't know. I'm just thinking yeah, one of those one of
Yeah.
those
Start testing some things out.
that's what I do. I press buttons and see what people do, you know. So that's back to the hair story. That's the way I did it. Is like I was like, yeah, I wonder how long I could grow my hair and my beard, and without somebody complaining. And it took a while, but eventually it's like somebody's like, when are you gonna cut your hair? It's like, never. And why is it so important to you? You know. That's just me,
Yeah,
but
like why do you care? I am getting, yeah, I do get nervous when people start to care about things that don't really matter, but they're about, you know, like say me or you or someone starts caring about a thing that like would impact me, but it doesn't really matter. I'm like, can you just stick to your own? Like,
yeah.
it'd be great if you just focused on you and then got out of here. Like, there's no need to be upset about other people's business or anything, but
Be gone with you.
yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I had no one specific. I'm not saying anybody that I'm not putting any names or faces to it, but it's just like, uh, you know, where we work, it's like, let's try to keep the drama low. Let's keep
Yeah.
the emotions like a little lower, you know. Uh, and I feel like lately there's been some unfortunate spots where like the emotions get high, and I'm like, I start to shut down because I'm like, I have really bad memories of being in, like thinking that all this emotional stuff at work would be really good to like really get into and work on, and then when you get burned, you change your perspective. So now I'm kind of like the opposite way where I'm like, okay, less emotion. Let's not go, you know, let's not go really hard on trying to like figure out everybody's emotional state. Uh it's okay to just do your thing and like do your job as best as you can and go
Yeah,
home,
yeah, I have a hard enough
you know,
time
without
managing my
emotions.
own. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
like there's
alone my
enough outside
coworkers.
of work. Yeah. So, but you know, I think the only thing I can really point to is people who have a little bit less going on outside of work. So, like, say you're a single person, you're like
Yeah.
in your 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s, but you're single. You may not have a bunch of family. You don't have a significant other. You don't have kids. It's like, okay, in that situation, I get that you're like looking for things to put your energy into, but like I there's too many things for me outside of work to put energy into that I'm like, when I'm at work, I'm there to do a job, and that is a change for me. I used to be like a lot more like the workplace is like should be like your family and like it should be really fun. And now I'm like, dude, that's the furthest thing I want right now.
Not
Like
if you like to
all of
get
my
fucked over
fun.
by your family.
Yeah, yeah. Well, which happens. I don't even like some of my family, so why would I want to treat my coworkers like family? Like I hate
Exactly.
certain people that I'm related to. So why would I want to treat my coworkers like
Yeah,
that?
it all
Oh
sounds
no,
good on paper, doesn't it?
yeah. Like, okay, so if I have a perfect family, then it's like, but
Yeah.
no, who has a perfect family? Like that doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
The Brady Bunch, maybe.
Yeah, but even they, yeah, even they had some concerning behaviors. But yeah,
Oh yeah. After they all grew up, they were all messed up, man.
well, and they had like a live-in servant. It was just like they had things that we're not used to. But
Yeah. You know, that's kind of funny. Have you ever seen the pictures? Like they will take Alice, and Alice at 50 years old, she looked like an old woman, kind of. She just she looked 50, but then they put her next to Jennifer Aniston, and with her long hair and everything, and at 50 years old, she looks great. So then they took Jennifer Aniston's hair and put it on the actress that plays Alice. And it's like, damn, you just changed the hair on Alice and she looks all right. So yeah, it's all
Was her hair looking
perspective.
like fried and like frizzy before, and then they
Well, you know what Alice looked like on the Brady Bunch. It was like that.
yeah
And then
yeah
they just took Jennifer Aniston's hair, stuck it on Alice, and it was like, well, damn, she's not so bad looking now.
yeah. No, I've seen a lot of content like where like men wear like wigs and things like that, but like young guys that like I even knew a guy growing up who in high school like went bald, and so someone that like has uh who has that would wear like a hairpiece, and these hairpieces are crazy. Like they'll show this young guy who has like he has like some like sideburns, and they'll
Mm.
put a toupee or wig on, and it totally changes their entire appearance. And it's not like one's better than the other. It's just like, oh my gosh, you look like a different person. Like
Yeah,
it
just
totally it
would not have
changes everything.
recognized you on the street. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But,
yeah.
there's lots of people who I've talked to that, like, really like being bald. There's other people who are, you know, would rather not be,
Yeah.
or people that do wear wigs, although they have a full head of hair, they just don't like the hair that they have, and they would prefer to wear a wig. So there's all
Mm.
sorts of
It's very, yeah.
preferences out there, but it does change. The people look completely different depending on the hair situation. So I mean, yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, if you mentioned like you missed the hair, like I would be interested. Like, I wonder, do you think that you looked like a different person, or was the change,
Mm.
like it happened over time enough to where it was like, yeah, there's no real difference.
Yeah, yeah, it just kind of happens over time, and then you just realize that, oh, my hair's kind of gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I feel like there's like a lot of there's a lot of people who are like, I prefer to hang out with bald people, and there's a lot of people who are like, I prefer to be bald. So uh it is like a whole thing. So
Well, and think of though that some really amazing um, people have pulled off masculine with bald. Like I would say that
yeah,
Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard, is
yeah,
authoritative with the bald head. So it's like there's some
yeah.
about it. You could put that guy in a wig or whatever, and it just wouldn't pull it off as well as he pulls it off with the bald.
I thought that like testosterone was like almost like a very strong testosterone presence was almost what created uh for some people like baldness or hair to fall out. So I was like,
We'll
well,
go with
I
that
mean,
reframe.
so almost, I know, like almost a sign of being bald is like, well, you are like extra manly because you have the extra like manly hormone going on. So that's, I mean, I could be completely wrong because I'm not like I don't have any sort of scientific background, so could be wrong, but
Hey, that kind of reminds me of a little thing. So lately, for some reason, we've got this guy that I don't think he's new to our neighborhood, but like he drives up and down the street all the time. I think I may have told you about this earlier at work or something like that, where he just drives by fast, or he will gun his engine when he drives by, or whatever. He's just, I don't know. He's just like a punk. It's like,
yeah.
and it's like, well, how do I persuade somebody to stop doing that? I've had an idea, but I don't know if it's a good
I
idea.
have a few that are coming up through my mind, but yeah, what were you thinking? I wonder.
All right, well, this is the after show persuasion. Okay, so I'll just send him a little postcard, and all I would say on the
Like,
post,
you know where
huh?
he lives? You
Yeah,
know
he
where
lives
this guy lives.
right at the end of the street. I know exactly where he lives. He's
He
like
acts like
five
that? That's
houses down.
crazy.
Yes, I know. Yeah, he's
Okay,
just a little
okay.
punk. So anyway, and on the card I would write, every time you drive fast or gun your motor, all I can think of is that you have a tiny dick. so,
Okay. Okay,
so
good
then every
start.
time it goes by, it's like if he's gonna gun it, oop, tiny dick, tiny dick. I don't know.
That
I
is
mean,
hilarious.
if somebody did that to you, what would you do? I mean, it's like I would think I
I
would
would
want to
be
stop
like,
doing that, because
I'd probably turn red. I'd be really embarrassed. I would, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's the thing is I have been impacted by someone who's like a next door neighbor, literally, who used to have a car with like the golf, oh, not the golf, the coffee can kind of muffler, and,
right.
and the thing is
Yeah,
like
that's the other thing is this
the
guy has
car
no muffler.
itself. Okay, yeah, which they remove the catalytic converter and the
Yeah.
muffler, and it's just noisy as hell.
Yes, noisier than
Uh,
hell.
yeah, it's
So you had a
and it
neighbor do that too?
oh, he did, and then that car got destroyed because it was parked on the street, and some drunk person destroyed it. So,
Everybody's like,
but they
yay.
can't. Well, I was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, you never want to go through that, but like, does this mean that maybe no more loud car? And he came back in like a Toyota Camry, like a quiet, just like family car, and I was like, oh my gosh, my prayers have been answered. I didn't
And
pray, but like, you know, but
I
so
know
to
where this
speak,
is
my
going
prayers were
now.
answered. Yeah.
Did he saw off
It's
or did he leave it that way, or did he?
oh, I no, I'm so thankful. No, like he's changed his ways. I think there is no more loud car
Mm.
next door. So
Oh
I'm
wow!
super
I
grateful
thought
for
the end of
that.
the story was going to be that he bought the car that didn't have the problem, and then they sawed it off and
And then they made the problem again.
made it
Yeah.
problem. Yeah,
No,
'cause that's
I
so.
like I'm wouldn't be surprised, but thankfully they have not. So
That's good, man.
yeah.
Oh shit. Well, we're kind of bumping up on 8 o'clock here, so maybe we ought
Oof,
to
we
go ahead
should
and
get out
call
of
it
here.
good. Yeah, have a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah. It's been
of
a
a
good night.
quiet evening before we have to go back and slave away at work tomorrow.
Yeah, back to
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Hey, well, when's our next holiday? Got Memorial Day coming up. We'll have a
I
3-day
know it's
weekend
like
here
a
in a few
month
weeks.
away or
A month
something.
away.
It's
Yeah. It'll
Mother's Day
seem.
is like halfway through May.
Yeah. Yeah, and that we don't even get a special day off for moms.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you get Sunday, but that's all right. Everybody's got Sunday off.
Yeah,
Well, not everybody.
I know. We at least need Monday off to like, the post Mother's Day hangover of like trying to be super positive, give a bunch of gifts. Like that
Right.
kind of stuff takes a lot of energy. You need to
There you go.
recover.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Well, great show as always. And I
Yes.
guess we'll call it good, and we'll talk at you later. Have a great
I'll
night.
catch you later.
See you,
Have a good
everybody.
one.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
See y'all. Thank you all. Peace.
Bye.